Is Nuggets rookie Michael Porter Jr. a flash in the pan, or is he a legit superstar with big time potential down the road? Let's dive into the film how Michael Porter Jr. is the next big thing. I think he's got tremendous all star potential as soon as next year, maybe the year after, in his game. Let's take a deep look, see what he does really well, what he's got to work on, and much more. First of all, the ability to just shoot over guys. This is a rare ability in the NBA. I don't love the Kevin Durant comparison at all, really, for him. But this is one thing where, being 6'10", having long arms like he does, you see so many of his threes, like here, where he's being tightly guarded in the corner, and he's just able to elevate up and shoot that ball with tremendous arc, and has a really consistent stroke. And it's just, obviously he'll hit the open ones and needs to hit the open ones, and is a big time spot up player, but he can also make the contested ones. That's what makes it really special. Even with a little dip in his shot that sometimes takes him a while to get it up there, still finds a way. Even shots off the dribble, playing with Jokic and the dribble handoffs. This is next level stuff. The spot up, a lot of guys can do, but if he can also create space like this into a little step back and get shots off that way and hit shots off pick and pops, a little pick and pop action for the three when he's at that spot. If he can hit threes in transition off the dribble, he has a lot in his bag, a lot to his game. The other thing I love, he is a phenomenal offensive rebounder. That's when you see by far his athleticism best. How aggressive he is attacking the offensive glass, and then he gets up there quick. Look how quick, again, after he taps this ball a couple times, he's going to put dribble, bam, he's up there. Ball's in the net already. It's really fast. Sometimes seems a little unathletic around the basket, but then when you see, again, his second jump, his quickness, his tip-ins, his activity level around the basket, that's really, really good, really special. I think he's going to be one of the best offensive rebounders already in the game. I like this here. Even though he misses a corner three, look at him not stop playing. Denver gets the offensive rebound, hard cut. Doesn't get the ball. Okay, keep working down there. Stay with it. Good motor. Michael Malone says he's a gym rat. Look at this. Great reach, obviously, with those arms. He has a phenomenal knack for the ball on these offensive rebounding opportunities. Utah, this series, they've got to make sure they keep Ingles off him as much as possible. Millsap, I think, needs to guard him. Excuse me, Millsap. Royce O'Neal needs to guard him because Ingles is just too small. He loses him on these back cuts. That's another really impressive thing about Porter. You see the way he cuts, especially with Jokic. They got a good chemistry already. But he finishes his cuts all the way to the basket. So, again, a rare thing. You don't see as much. You see a lot of guys who are good, cutting from the corners, things like that. You don't see as much plays like this. Denver's got some great, obviously phenomenal passers, Jokic, but also Plumlee and Millsap. Really good feel for the game. Grant there. Nice little well-timed cut along the baseline by Porter. And then here we see the Jokic chemistry again. Just tiny little reads. This one was great. Again, finishing your cut. He comes off a stagger here. This play's not really for him, but he sees that Ingles is trailing him, so he's just going to continue curl it all the way to the rim, and then, again, explosive finisher. Mid-range, I think something essential you need really to be an elite scorer in the game. He doesn't have that as much right now. I think he can. You only see a couple examples. Kind of likes that shot fake, fly-by, pull-up, which is all right, encouraging. I'd like to see him play a little bit more out of that second level. Maybe not now, obviously. He doesn't have to as much, but that's going to be something he's going to need for Denver really to make the next level. For now, though, seems to be more, obviously, starts to inch his way in when spotting up, and because this is the freakish athleticism where you see him just explode after one dribble to the basket. Here's an example where I'd like to see him tear that rim down on this one, but still, that really quick first step. Good footwork on the perimeter. Defensively, occasionally leaves some things to be desired. Sometimes his closeout speed can be real slow. For a guy as fast as he is, a surprising number of just blow-bys where he totally opens up. I think a lot of that's just sort of a footwork awareness thing that Denver's coaches will have to repeatedly work with him on. Because you see, some of these are just way too easy. Closing out's probably the hardest part of NBA defense. Got to do it from really far. Good awareness, though. You see, this man cuts through here. Good job still seeing the ball. Good job stopping in the paint, being ready in pick and roll coverage in case he has to come in. And then good job firing back out to a man that wasn't even his. And then again, rotating to a shooter. Good activity level, multiple efforts defensively, really the key to defense. Again, pulling in on the weak side on the pick and rolls here. And then he's a rebounder, leading Denver with 8.6 a game in the bubble. Again, with that size, he should be a big-time rebound. He's a big-time offensive rebounder. Denver needs him to keep grabbing defensive rebounds as well. Have to learn NBA. Don't do this. Help off the strong side corner. Got to be more disciplined there. Learn a few of the intricacies a little bit better. Better there. Staying solid on the strong side corner. Moving his feet. Being in help. Firing back out. Only thing, he jumped there. But you see, watch Mike Malone here still applauding him. He's done a good job having positive body language around Porter, being very encouraging with him, and that's leading to a very engaged Michael Porter Jr. You see the big-time block here again is when you see the athleticism really shine. What else to improve on? Being tighter with the ball, knowing what he's going to do before he jumps or kind of drives down into traffic. Becoming a little better of a pick and roll player. Not as, they don't run much of this for him. Ball should be in your right hand here. Crossover right at the screen. A little too easy to guard right there. Goes up into traffic. Same thing here. You got a big like Pirtle on you. You've got to make a move to beat him to the basket. Don't settle for a fadeaway. Like to see him change directions a little bit more. Be less of a straight line guy. Here you see again, he's doesn't really have like a go-to mid-level get to the basket type move yet. Sort of just relies on his strength, which there leads him to an offensive foul. That's a little better. Like this. Obviously, danger always of a guy flopping and getting called for an offensive foul, but this is just a little more authoritative, good read. Not enough contact probably to be an offensive foul. Muscle your way to the basket. Also has to know to pick his spots a little bit better. Know your role on this Denver team. Murray, Jokic, they're the team. Look at Jokic. He wants the ball here. Give him the ball in transition. Not your job to take the ball up the court. Certainly not your job to then pound the ball 13 times without any screen or action and take a tough fadeaway early in the shot clock. Michael Malone said the more he's realizing who he is, what team he's playing with, the better he is. It's an easy game. This play Denver loves. It's a little rip screen for Jokic across the traffic. Michael Porter Jr. is supposed to give the ball. Dozier here is supposed to feed Jokic. Instead, he kind of just breaks off the play, goes one-on-one. Watch Dozier. It's going to be like, come on, give me the ball. He's clapping at him repeatedly. Ends up getting fouled, but I don't think Denver wants to see him break plays all that often. Run the play. Again, you can just tell by watching like guys' teammates, what's your role? You don't have to take a tough 3 off the dribble with 16 on the shot clock. Look at Jokic. Obviously, we'd like a little better body language from him, but I get it. You don't want, again, Porter needs to learn. 20 seconds. Contested 3 off the dribble in transition. Is that the best shot we can get? That early in the shot clock. Denver makes the game really easy for you with the passing bigs that I mentioned, with Jamal Murray, with all the talented scorers, shooters they have. Needs to learn also, too. Hold a post up. He should be keeping his defender behind him right now, not letting himself get fronted so easily. But when he does eventually get the ball, also got to have a go-to post move. That's a little weak. Again, that's not the shot we want to take over a shorter defender. But still, Michael Porter Jr., I really believe, has a lot of Jayson Tatum in him, little KD, and also just something we've never seen before. Freakish athleticism, freakish offensive rebounder, great cutter, high motor. He's going to be really, really special. Make sure you thumb up, subscribe. Stay tuned for a whole lot more Denver, Utah playoff content.